Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Games of the Week. This is going to be between MbL and Nicov, and I've heard great things about this matchup. Someone, actually Pumukul, who runs our YouTube channel and does all the work for us. We're very grateful that he does so much of the work on the YouTube channel for us. He recommended me this series. Or, no, actually, it was someone else, I think. But regardless, he recommended me a series that I'm going to be casting later. But yeah, this game should be really good. It might be a little bit of a long one, just to prepare you guys, but you already know if you're on YouTube, and I'm going to turn it up to 65 speed for that reason. If this is too fast for you, leave me a comment, let me know, and I will go up to the speed again. But I actually don't mind casting at the speed at all. In fact, I actually prefer it. Anyway, enough of that. This is going to be a match between Nicov and MbL. In green, we have Nicov playing as the Teutons, and in yellow, we have MbL playing as the Celts. So this is a great civilization matchup, Teutons and Celts. These are like your tier 2, maybe tier 3 civilizations. We don't see Teutons too often, but they're relatively well respected. They're not nearly on the same level that maybe the Khmer or the Vietnamese are as far as win rate. Well respected civilization, farms are cheaper, great bonus, great cavalry, pretty good siege, good monks, and I think that farm bonus is probably the biggest of their bonuses. And perhaps their towers could be good as well. We did see a few times, specifically with Melkor, he likes the town center rush, and I think it's underrated. The Teutons town center douche probably won't see it this game because Melkor's not playing. In green we have, and my bad, that was all about the Teuton civilization. That is Nikov's civilization, not MbL. MbL in yellow is playing as the Celts, which is a tier 2 civilization on Arabia. Their infantry move faster, which makes them one of the best men-at-arms militia rush civilizations in my opinion. They also have a good, I would say a great economy, with their lumberjacks collecting 15% faster. They have the best siege in the game with 3 siege bonuses, siege workshops working faster, with siege units getting more HP with their unique tech, and with siege units firing faster. All big bonuses. As far as how these civs play it a little bit, you have the Celts with a little bit more of a defensive play style. They like to wall up a bit because they like to go men-at-arms archers, unless you want to go super aggressive, which won't happen against the Teutons. And wall up a little bit. The hard part about playing as the Celts is getting that transition to Woad Raiders, because you have to take a lot of stone and establish your castles. Nicov, playing as the Teutons, probably will go for a scout rush. And place the forward lumber camp. That's a little unusual. Alternatively, could go for a tower rush, but it's probably going to be hard because the Celts have so good militias. And I noticed, Goldstone, you're keeping the chat active, which is great because normally our chat is never active. So I'm actually quite happy to see something going on in the chat. So if you don't mind, you could keep it up. MbL placing some houses. And there's going to be a nice area with some deer over on the right side, which he can lure. So, taking a look at Nikov's map, he doesn't have any wood in the back, which is very much a bad thing. Luckily, again, his farms will be cheaper, so it won't need as much wood, but that's a very bad lumber camp placement, just because it is so far forward. And this map kind of looks a little more like a greenish Arabia, as opposed to a regular Arabia. This is actually HC Arabia for Hidden Cup, so a little bit of a different variation. MbL going to take some gold, probably going to go for that militia, men-at-arms rush, my bad. And look how nasty this is for Nicov. He's got 4 villagers on each side. This means they're not going to be efficient, and this lumber camp will have to be replaced soon because this first line of trees will go down. Nicov going to place the barracks now. And probably will go for that scout rush. This is really nice. Able to wall this off as much as possible because we know those militia are going to be coming in nice and fast for MbL. And someone saying in the chat when the game was being played, yay, Teutons, they're my favorite civilization. I assume he doesn't get to see Teutons very often, unfortunately. So, lumber line on the left. MbL's got a much better lumber situation. 2 different lumber lines. Militia should be moving on momentarily. Let's check he's made 3. Yeah, gonna make a 4th even. Makes sense. Probably will add a spearman next to that. Little idle villager for Nicov. Wants to get that back to work. 2 villagers putting up the stable. We had a 21 pop up, so standard scout rush build. Hey, Nicov gonna come out with the scouts. Here comes those militia across the map. They are unfortunately gonna run into 2 wolves, and there's the scout here for Nicov. So if you're Nicov, let the wolves do the damage, and then maybe get a few extra hits with the scout. Just like that. That's perfect. And that's perfect. Good start for Nicov so far. I mean, the militia are not already at the wood line, which is the ideal scenario. However, Men-at-Arms has been upgraded, and these guys are a lot stronger. I would think each Men-at-Arms has about the same attack power as a scout. Only 1 attack difference, however, the mobility of the scouts usually lends them to have more favorable engagements. Spearman is just to help deal with the Men-at-Arms, or the scout if it decides to help out. And let's see how this engagement goes. It's important Nicov uses his mobility. This is 3 idle villagers for Nicov. This one's going to get caught. And this will be an okay engagement. I don't think Nicov needs those villagers in the mix anymore. But that's not too bad. He's defended from the Men-at-Arms rush. Now these villagers can get back to work. Actually, they're going to wall, so an efficient use of villager time. Spearman is coming in a little bit late for MbL, so it's not going to be able to help out in this fight. If that Spearman was mixed in with those Men-at-Arms, that would have been a much deadlier combination, a much harder for Nicov to deal with. Back at MbL's base, he's got an archer range up, that's expected. He's also got a lot of farms, surprisingly. So a lot more farms than you'd normally see from a Celts player, and normally you'd see the Celts player going up with the archer range a little bit sooner. So MbL has opted for more farms. Maybe it'll lead to a faster castle age, but leave him a little bit more open. The Spearman is a little bit out of position, but it should move back into position quickly. It is a Celt Spearman after all, and it's going to pick off the weak scout. That's a little bit of luck. Yes, Nova is part of you, Voobly. Oh, Voobly and Voobly Official are very similar, but they're not exactly the same thing. Voobly Official works to serve Voobly, but they are not... Voobly Official specifically refers to the stream team. We do not, for example, have anything to do with policy. Anyway, these archers did move out. Now, Nicov, you got 2 options here as a cavalry civilization. You either transition into skirmishers, or you just sit back at home, add some towers, and try to go up to the next age quicker. And Nikov's going to do a combination of both because he is on stone and going for towers, but he will add an archery range for a few skirmishers. Usually, players playing as cavalry civilizations don't add a second archery range because they want to go to knights later on. But so far, these scouts from Nicov not doing any damage. They're just trying to look around. If they get in, then they can see how the eco-balance looks. Only 1 archery range for MbL once again. Again, he went up with those farms nice and early. MbL is going to idle a few villagers. Nicov does have enough stone for a second tower if he'd like it. That's important. And it looks like so far in this game, I know that Men-at-Arms rush didn't go as well for MbL as he would have wanted it to, but with these archers, he's doing quite a bit of damage, slowing down Nicov, idling 3 villagers, forcing an archery range from Nicov and a few skirmishers, which probably won't be very useful later on. So I like MbL's position, and obviously he has the map control. This wood line is pretty nasty as well. Now, all this time, Nicov has only had 1 lumber camp, and that's okay if you have 4 or 5 villagers on wood, but if you have like 12 or 15 villagers on the same lumber camp and it looks like this, it's just terrible. And you really feel it in your economy. Again, it's a good thing Nicov has cheaper farms. And all of these factors have contributed to MbL going up to the castle age much sooner. What the hell? Second barracks from MbL, that's unusual. But it makes sense. I mean, Nicov is not investing a lot into skirmishers. In fact, he hasn't even gotten the fletching upgrade. It is unusual, however, to see a player, even as the Celts, to go double stable right away, when they are probably in a commanding position. So double barracks for the pikeman push, or the pikeman defense, and also going to add a stable to help deal with those 5 or 6 skirmishers out there. So if MbL can clean up these skirmishers, then the pikemen will go completely uncontested. And that's great for MbL because he's going into civilization strength and he's making the direct counter to what Nicov is doing. That's a much nicer lumber line, although Nicov can still sort out some of these villagers. Oh boy, that's nasty. And Nikov's entirely abandoned that wood line. But Nikov's economy pretty messy this game. There we go, quicker castle age for MbL. Gonna upgrade to pikeman right away. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, Pumukal. Yeah, I'm gonna be casting... I don't know, Pumukal, do you think I should cast all the games? I saw the first 3 games were of good length, and then some of the games were much shorter. Do you think I should cast the whole series, or just the good games? You have a preference. MbL gonna go up with the Siege Workshop. So he's feeling really aggressive. Pikemen and Rams could be a very good combination. And taking a look at Nikov's map, where we push. If he pushes straight through here, he can take out a stable. Right in the gold in the wood. The Tutin's Tower is going to be very strong. Of course, Tutin's Towers can garrison extra villagers, and they get murder holes for free. But I love the Pikeman Ram push. It's a great strategy. Especially in this situation. Let's see where Nikov's going to move out to. If he goes back home, MbL should have enough pikes to defend if he continues production. I wonder if MbL's going to add any town centers behind this, or if he can't afford it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, this is terrible! MbL going to lose a mangonel for free. Oh, that's not what he wanted. Mangonels are very expensive. They're not discounted for the Celts, among all their other siege bonuses. Alright, great pickup for Nicov. That's going to slow down the push. Still, we have 2 Celt Mangonels out for MbL. And they're going to start with the stable. And they're going to get a good shot on the skirmishers. Going to kill all the skirmishers. Now the pikemen are completely uncontested. Although that tower is still a little scary. But the knights are going to find a good angle, and they're going to pick off another Mangonel. Wow. And they can even pick off another. These pikemen are completely out of position. And they're going to pick off another. That's 4 Mangonels that Nicov has picked off. This is buying him so much time. Nicov has a village advantage because he went up with that town center. This is what he needs. He needs a little time for his economy to kick in. And look at this. Nicov going for redemption. Nicov mining a ton of gold. And that tech is so going to be worth it. Now he doesn't even have to rely on the knights to pick off the monks. Because I'm sure MbL will be paying a lot more attention to defend these mangonels with his pikemen. Hopefully. Great defense from Nicov. And I was liking MbL's decision to go for this push, but just this execution is not the best. So Nicov has an economy advantage. He's 6 villagers up. He's got an extra town center. He's going to kill yet another mangonel. This game is boding really well for Nicov. Nicov still has to defend. And let's see if he's going to convert this mangonel. MbL has lost so many mangonels that he wants to add a second siege workshop. And probably, okay, we do have a second town center for MbL, even a third. However, Nicov is already 8 villagers ahead. Gonna add a second monastery. This is a playstyle you don't see so much from the Teutons on Arabia. Monks are not really a unit that is favored too much on Arabia. But MbL, I mean, Nicov has made it real easy to use monks. He just has to defend this part of the space with his monks. The problem with monks is, of course, their mobility. You don't need that. Not with this map. Nikov's going to push out. I think it'd be worth it, maybe, for MbL to add a monastery of his own to better combat the knights. These pikemen are going to move in. Let's see if the mangonels can get some good shots. Going to kill almost 4 pikemen. And we have a forward town center. Now this is very important. Nicov needs more gold. And that fight went pretty well, I would think, for Nicov. So Nicov has 1 gold in his base. He's used a lot of it. Remember, he got that redemption tech. He's building monks, which are very much gold intensive. So it's very important he secures this gold. Down in the bottom, we have the 3rd gold for Nicov, all very forward. You know, Nikov's gonna move out to raid now that he has this gold secured. So Nikov's doing great. I would just keep adding... I would keep adding mangonels. I might consider adding more towers, because the Tutin's towers are so strong. A castle would be great, but I think for the time being, more towers would be the way to go, and maybe the guard tower upgrade. That would shut down any mangonel aggression and any pikemen. Especially with monks behind it. Alright, let's see if these knights from Nicov can do anything. There aren't a lot of pikemen at home. These barracks are empty. So if these knights run into the wood line, they're going to kill so many villagers. And at the same time, pikemen are good for a slow push with siege, but they can't raid the economy. So they have to come back and help deal with the knights. I love this town center for Nicov. Great nap control, and it's good for a wood and a gold. Nice quick walls from MbL. That's great. This is still a big disruption to the economy. However, it won't be worth it if Nicov loses all of his knights. So he's gonna kill... Oh! Almost got that villager. And, oh, gonna lose a lot of knights. Oh, I don't know if this was worth it. So you could do some Spirit of the Lot calculations here. But I'm not sure that losing all these knights was worth killing 4 or 5 villagers. It might be worth it to bring the pikemen back, however. As now Nicov is going to move out. Let's see how this mangonel trade goes. Nope, going to get that one. Now Nicov can try to convert the siege workshops. And if he takes this monk to right-click on this mangonel when it comes out, all those Wololos will transfer over to the mangonel. In fact, it's a battering ram. Wow. MbL was really all in on this pikeman siege push. The ram is a much more all-in option. Mangonel's gonna pop out. At least get a 1-for-1 trade. Gonna get a 2-for-1, looks like. Oh, almost a 3-for-1. That was close. As long as there are a few mangonels in this area, they can handle the pikemen. Pikemen are weak. They only have 55 HP. And let's see if he's able to convert this mangonel. Oh! Oh, should get it! Should get it! Yeah, there we go. Completely worth it. Looks like one pikeman was converted, another mangonel coming out. Oh! These monks are good at healing each other. You're gonna want to save them. Why are they just hanging out here? Now the rams are gonna go. I don't think this is enough for MbL. I think just some villagers should be able to handle this pikeman. And now a castle's ready. Perfect. One more hit with that mangonel will... Oh, oh, oh! Oh, boy! Oh, MbL's gonna go for the monk first. And it was converted real quick. Wow. In that monk's last dying breath. That's great. That mangonel could have killed tons of villagers. And there we go. Castle's up. And this whole time, so much action's been going on. Nicov hasn't clicked in the Imperial Age. Nikov's looking great. The university. And Knight is even going to be able to pick off 2 monks. Nikov's looking great. I would just... Oh man, is Nicov going to go Teutonic Knights? Hand cannons would probably be the preferred option. Teutonic Knights is not bad against the civilization. They're going to be great against every infantry unit that MbL can make. However, they're going to be terrible against siege. Do you think MbL could afford the Heavy Scorpion upgrade or the Onager upgrade? Oh boy, MbL only getting Horse Collar now. And there we go, Chemistry coming in, Conscription. So Nicov is going to go for hand cannons. And we're going to see Teutonic Knights for a second there. No, only 2. Oh, we had a castle in the bottom for MbL. How much gold has Nicov taken from here? He's taken an okay amount. Looks like he's taken 500 gold. Look at how much momentum Nicov has. How much resources he has. He has a stronger eco. The villager numbers are almost the same. However, I think Nicov has had more villagers for quite some time, so he should have a lot more resources. That's why you see so many more military production buildings from Nicov. Now, what's MbL's play going to be? Alright. So castle going to come up on the right side. And so hand cannons and monks. Gonna pressure this town center. That's really gonna push MbL into the corner. MbL's gonna build the castle so he doesn't get pushed back any further. Cavalier is gonna be the play from MbL, which will be a great play. He'll be able to snipe off all the siege. Nicov no longer has a lot of monks. And the question is just, can MbL mass enough Cavalier? And also, these are Celts Cavalier. So, with so many Cavalier, they're only going to be so strong. Nicov can, of course, transition to Halberdier as well. And what Nicov should be doing is attacking the castle. See what's happening at the top. Just a few relics. We have 3 relics for Nicov. Nikov's got a lot of map control. He's going to lose some villagers here, but that's okay. He's got enough villagers. Second castle on this hill. I don't know if it's worth it to put 2 castles on that hill. That doesn't make much sense to me, especially when you get, like, Tuden's castles, which can have crenellations. It's a waste of a castle position. And that's a good amount of Cavalier. They could clean up these hand cannons. So, this is nice by MbL. MbL's a pretty good player at hiding what he does. He's hid the stables all the way in the back. And no way Nicov expects this at all. Woad Raider's going to try to raid, but there's 2 castles. They're even going to build the house to try to trap them. Alright, here comes the Cavalier. MbL should clean up this whole army. Especially if the monks don't get a few conversions off. Alright, the monks are going to get a few conversions. However, those hand cannons are completely stuck there. Nicov was probably expecting Halberdier, which is why he went hand cannons, but nope, wrong choice. And MbL is going to take a great engagement. What would be great if MbL could pick off all 3 bombard cannons. Gotta move those Cavalier. Get that one. Any of the bombard cannons escape? No. Alright, a lot of momentum going into MbL's favor all of a sudden with a great engagement and great hiding his military choice. On the bottom, not able to take too much gold. These Teutonic Knights should raid a little bit. And Nicov going to Elite Teutonic Knight. Wow. And probably going to Halberdier as well. So he's got a lot of castles. He's got 3 castles. Teutonic Knight will counter everything the Celts have except Onager and Heavy Scorpion. Those are the only 2 exceptions. And Nicov will need to make some Halberdiers to prevent the raiding and to deal with the Cavalier. So hopefully Nicov isn't going to be hurt too much with this. One thing that would help Nicov would be ballistics and crenellations. And especially, can't lose any of the castles. So there we go, both those techs are made. We don't have a lot of army out on the map for Nicov. Taking a look at the north, nothing. We have a few stables for scout cavalry raiding. A lot of farmers are being idled for Nicov. Knights, they are so slow. They're going to get over there real slowly. And how much gold does Nicov have? He has a good amount, so he'll be good for Teutonic Knights for some time. Where should the priorities be for Nicov? He needs to slow down this momentum, continue to raid this spot. This is a very important spot in the map. And this area would be great to raid with the Scout Cavalry as well. But he's got to stop the push in the middle. And Helms is going to be the best option. I don't know if MbL is going to have enough to take down this castle. Here's another castle for MbL. MbL is very much invested into this area. 2 castles here. Going to go into Woad Raiders. But already the castle's being fired upon on the Trebuchet. I think MbL should save this castle for another time. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to try to take down this castle of Nicov. If Nicov goes down to 2 castles, that's pretty critical. And these Trebuchets, they fire faster because they're Celts. Nicov not choosing to repair his castle at all, which is a big mistake. He needs more Trebuchets. That's going to go down. Nicov is down to 2 castles. That's a big problem for him. And pretty soon, I would bet you, MbL is going to afford the Woad Raider upgrade. He's doing great on gold. Food will eventually come. Stronghold coming in for MbL. That's really not a technology we see very often. So Stronghold will make castles and towers fire faster, 25% faster. Really needs the elite Woad Raider. He needs something to deal with these Teutonic Knights. These Woad Raiders are probably doing 1 damage to the Teutonic Knights. However, this is what you want to do with Woad Raiders. You want to raid. The Teutonic Knights will never be able to catch up these Woad Raiders. Down to the bottom, still Teutonic Knights raiding this gold. That's pretty funny. Never see that. And there we go, Elite Woad Raider. That Teutonic Knight's not going to get the castle. Now we have a lot of Teutonic Knights. So the best thing that you can do with Teutonic Knights at this stage is go for a slow push and defend the siege. That's all you have to do. And the Ironclad upgrade would help with that as well. Ironclad gives Teuton Siege plus 3 armor. Makes the Trebuchets pretty beastly. Alright, so as long as these Teutonic Knights are in the right position to defend these Bombard Cannons, there's no way these Bombard Cannons go down. The Woad Raider's so fast! Oh, that's good positioning. Good positioning. The Woad Raiders got around out there, but they're going to take the Trebuchet down. Oh, and now the Woad Raiders going to get around the Teutonic Knights as the Teutonic Knights go for the pikemen. That's the problem. You need to have 2 or 3 groups defending the Bombard Cannons at different angles. So now Nicov needs to wait until he can make some more Bombard Cannons. MbL low on gold. Nicov no gold. It's Nicov mining gold. Nikov's not mining any gold. That's a big problem. He's going to build a market now. So if Nicov has no gold, he can't make Teutonic Knights, can't make Bombard Cannons, can't make Hand Cannons. I know MbL still has that gold on the bottom. Well, not too much. He's got 700 gold. Are there any other gold spots? Oh yeah, there's a big one here. Oh, a lot of gold. 1,500 gold on that one. I like MbL's chances at this game. I think that gold might be the key. There still isn't an answer to the Teutonic Knights, and now they're going to raid. You almost never see Teutonic Knights raiding because they're so slow, and because they just die in defensive buildings. However, I mean, MbL can raid this area, and this area. That's a lot of the base that MbL can be raided from MbL. I could turn channel off for a recording. I guess not. No hand cannons. Oh, they're gonna go for that monastery. You get it? I wouldn't even fight those 3 Teutonic Knights. They're too strong. So, good raid from Nicov. Gonna reshift a lot of MbL's economy, hurt his food economy, and his wood economy. Now we have Scorpions being made from MbL with Siege Engineers with extra 1 range. We saw Siege Ramp coming in earlier. There's so many Teutonic Knights! I don't know how Nicov afforded so many Teutonic Knights. Must have really sold the hell out of the market. Let's check the price. Not too much. Food and wood has had a good sell price. I would keep selling that. Keep selling that until it's sold out. A lot of idols in the back. Oh boy. Oh man. So Nicov could definitely take that fight. That's a terrible fight for MbL. Down in the sub, there's just too many Teutonic Knights. There's Teutonic Knights everywhere. Is this a good game? It might be. These Teutonic Knights are getting pretty low. I don't think there's enough to take down the castle. Left side Teutonic Knights raiding, but the Scorpions should clean it up. One unit is probably slower than the Teutonic Knight. The Scorpion probably is. And let's see where they're going to go off to. They're going to go over to this side where they can find some more villagers to raid. MbL's momentum's really been hurt. Oh man. Okay, so Wood Raider's doing 4 damage. And they're going to come back. It's going to be so hard to catch these Wood Raiders. I guess that's what the scouts are for. And there are a lot of... There's, what, 2 watchtowers here. There's 1 in the back, remember. Guard tower would be a good upgrade to help prevent raiding. We still don't have crenellations on these castles. And I disagreed with this castle position. I think 1 here could have really helped earlier on. And Nikov's been doing great raiding. I would continue to raid this side. Take away these wood lines. Use the combination of scouts and Teutonic Knights. The scouts can take out the Scorpions as long as they're not in a huge mass. This is a bad decision. And there's a lot of Teutonic Knights by going after that castle. I've never seen this many raiding Teutonic Knights. Yeah, I mean, this is just the Civ matchup, that the Celts are so infantry heavy that the Teutonic Knights could potentially do a good job raiding. And likewise, I've never seen so many heavy Scorpions around the map. But Nikov's just missing that oomph to his army. I feel like... So, if he could take down this castle and this castle, he would be able to raid so much more of Nikov's base. So I think he should go back to the Bombard Cannon play and just use the Teutonic Knights to defend. Because the Bombard Cannons won't be threatened at all by the Scorpions. And that's not what MbL's doing. MbL's going to try to go for the castle with Teutonic Knights alone without any siege. And that might work. The Scorpions coming from the south. That castle will stay up. And a lot of Teutonic Knights will die. Will they get the castle? It's going to be close. 300, 200, 100! Okay, castle did go down. That's good. This is a lot of gold for Nicov. Every Teutonic Knight costs 40 gold. A Woad Raider, I think, costs 25 gold. Those pikemen are very good against just regular scout cavalry. And I think at this stage, there's 300 gold left here. Any gold down here? Okay, we have no more gold on the map. Let's check the market price one more time. Okay. It was 61 last time. Now it's 51 and 48. Going down and down. I don't think that MbL has guilds. I know Nicov did it earlier. And at this stage of the game, we're going into a very late stage. Nikov's going to research the crop rotation upgrade. If you paid attention to Nicov versus MbL, their match where it was Teutons versus Khmer. It was a very long game. It was a 2-hour game. I said one of the big keys to that game was the Teutons' late game economy was so good. And I think you might see that in this game as well. So why is Teutons' late game economy so good, and why does it normally not matter, but matter for long games? So all their farms will be 33% cheaper. They get crop rotation, guilds, and 2-man saw. And what do the Celts get late game? Celts get 15% faster woodcutters, but they don't get 2-man saw, so it's 5% faster. They don't get crop rotation. And right now, MbL doesn't have guilds. So he's missing 3 eco upgrades in the late game, not to include the Teutons have cheaper farms. So the Teutons' eco is significantly better in late game. Ricochet's going to go for the monastery. Unfortunately, that one is empty. And we have 4 relics for Nicov too. So Nicov should win this game based off the economy alone, I feel like. Are those eco upgrades that significant? I think they are. But, of course, you can lose games in other ways. And with Crenellation's castles and guard towers, that'll help as well. That's going to be great. Going to pick off what should be 4 trebuchets. Finally, the Scorpions coming in the back. We don't have Flora Celtica. MbL just could never afford it. Or maybe he forgot. Probably just can't afford it. Flora Celtic gives Celt siege weapons 40% extra HP. Very useful in the situation. As well, MbL can't afford the Halberdier upgrade. Remember all that Teutonic Knight raiding earlier. Nicov needs another option to deal with the Pikeman and the Scorpion, I feel. I feel like this is not working. Take a look at Nikov's resources. What can he do? He could continue throwing away units, but that's not going to work. Onager would be the preferred technology. But that's such an expensive upgrade. In the market prices, food is sold out. Wood is not sold out quite yet. But to sell... I don't know. If you're Nicov, you have 6,000 wood. Do you sell 3,000 wood, 4,000 wood to be able to afford the Onager upgrade and 1 or 2 Onagers? It might be worth it. It might not be. I think the best option has to be maybe sell 2,000 wood, get a few bombard cannons, 1 or 2 bombard cannons, and that'll really hopefully go to work on the Scorpions. We really don't see that right now. That's gonna be Tau. No more raiding for Nicov. I would try to continue to raid. Oh, there's a lot of barracks on the side. This is nice. So if you're getting raid in a particular area, build your barracks there. Finally, MbL making the guilds upgrade. He's really lost out on that. The market price is already pretty much bottomed out. And this Teutonic Knights will get shredded if they get too close to Scorpions. Don't go too close. Don't go too close! Oh god! Oh no! Oh jeez. I'm really rooting for the Teutonic Knights. We don't see them often. One of my favorite units. Alright, so Scout's gonna pick off a few more Scorpions. I'll get 2 or 3. Not too bad. At the moment, the answer seems to be just micro the hell out of these Scouts to pick off the Scorpions. Wood still can sell some wood. And take a look at the economies one more time. So look at how much more resources Nicov has. What did we say about all 3 of these ecotechs? What is it? The crop rotation upgrade saves you wood. The Teutons farm discount saves you wood. The 2-man saw upgrade saves you wood. Look how much wood Nicov has. He has 8,000 wood. His opponent has 0 wood in the bank. Now, I'm sure Nicov is not going to be making a unit that costs only wood. I'm sure he would love to. But what he could do is he could sell that wood for gold. And that's why you see so many Teutonic Knights still at this stage of the game. That's why you could see, potentially, a bombard cannon or 2. Hopefully. Oh, these Scouts are missing the last armor upgrade. Really hard to afford because all these armor upgrades do cost gold, but that's an important one, especially against Scorpions. And look at this massive raid! Oh, but there's a lot of Scorpions here. I know Nicov would like to get this castle. That's not gonna happen. If only MbL could afford Halberdier and Flora Celtica, imagine how much stronger his army would be. Halberdier is 600 gold. Flora Celtica, it's probably like 400 gold. MbL should probably make more light cavalry. Oh, where would he raid? This is not good for Nicov. It was 4 against 1 relics, now it's 2 against 2. That should have never happened. It looks like these Prime Mates will get caught out. The best thing they could do is pick off some pikemen. Castle remains up on the right side. Certainly is a longer game. Still no resources in the bank for MbL. 7,000 wood, 2,000 food for Nicov. I think do something with that wood. Why not sell it? Both market prices are bottomed out. I think sell that wood. So at about 20 gold for each bit of wood. Do a little math. So for every 1,000 wood sold, you'll get 200 gold. And you get 1,000 gold if you sell... I'm bad at that. I think you can get it probably about 1,000 or 2,000. Somewhere between 1,000 or 2,000. That's a big range. 1,000 or 2,000 gold from 8,000 wood. And that could afford you quite a few Teutonic Knights and 2 or 3 Bombard Cannons. I think which would make all the difference. Oh! Nicov is actually going to go for the Onager tech. And he's going to sell 4,000 resources for it. So, not the preferred option. I think, personally, that Onager is the upgrade cost, the 500 gold investment up front, is not going to pay itself out compared to the Bombard Cannon. But I might be wrong on that. Because there's so many Scorpions here. If you could get 1 or 2 Onager shots onto the Scorpions, that would pay off the upgrade right there. Right then and there. Whereas the Bombard Cannon's going to have to get 5 or 6 for the same thing that an Onager can do. And if you could afford it, definitely get the Ironclad upgrade as well. It's a very underrated tech. Great tech. But I'm not exactly sure of the cost of it. And if you're Nicov, have 4 or 5 villagers on standby next to this Onager so you could repair the hell out of it. Make sure you defend it at all costs. Even if MbL loses all of his light cow for that one Onager, it's completely worth it. Gold is so important at this stage of the game. And wood will be pretty important pretty soon as well, but not quite yet. And Nicov wants to push in. He's got these trebuchets just hanging back. My question is, why is MbL so fixated on this part of the map? I think what he should be going for is probably trying to take down these castles. Clean up these buildings, then take down the castles. And good positioning from Nicov. Nicov, neither of these players can slip up with their micro. Because if these Halves or these Teutonic Knights are in the wrong position, then that Onager goes down right away. There's that repairer we talked about from earlier. And this might be the opportunity. This Wood Raiders, nope, not going to get by. This Light Cav's going to get by. And there you go, Onager down. Second Onager coming out for Nicov. Now Nicov doesn't have the Siege Engineers upgrade. He's going to have to get 1 tile closer to those Scorpions to be able to hit them. If he could kill the Scorpions, that might be game. This is too expensive for MbL to replace, especially with almost no resources in the bank. I don't know what Nikov's taking. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of do know why. I think Nicov, the longer this game goes, the more the economy for the Teutons should shine in late game, but if I was Nicov, I would sell most of that wood, most of that food. Look how much food Nicov has all of a sudden. This, oh, he's Halberdier too fixated on killing that ram. Gonna lose another Onager. And now gonna lose all the Halves. They just die so quick. So Nicov gonna have to build another 3 Onagers. We lose all those hounds. Army controls everything. I always like how going onto the right side. They could get a lot of great raiding here. Yeah, castles still don't have crenellations. The extra 3 range. What are these hounds doing? Oh god. Monitor killing mostly its own people. Relic count has gone back to 4-1. I guess that's what Nikov's waiting for the gold for. Probably afford an onager every minute with that gold income. And Nikov's going to try to push out once more. Hopefully not lose the onager this time. That momentum shift. Yeah. You lose gold units, then the momentum shifts real quickly in a late game battle. One person in the chat, I can read a little Spanish, saying, are the light calves for the Celts better, or the scouts for the Teutons? So 60, 10 attack, no, 11 attack, 2 armor. I don't see any scouts actually for Nicov to be able to compare. The scout cavalry has 5 more HP for the Teutons. Has 1 less attack. And potentially have 2 more pierce armor, so the scouts actually from the Teutons are better than the light cav or the Celts. In my opinion, anyway. And this could be a favorable engagement. I think if you're Nicov, just keep adding the hounds. Make as many as you can. Because they're all going to die as soon as the scorpions start shooting. And why? Why are these onagers by themselves? Going north with so many halberdier. Oh, here's a big push in the bottom. Just Halb. Halb only spam. Sure, I guess that works. It will consume all the wood, possibly. So, yet these heavy scorpions still live, again without 4 Celtica. Guess that'll be the last time I mention that. Take a look at the wood situation. Decent wood there, a little bit of wood there. Decent amount of wood here. How about for Nicov? Nikov's got a lot of wood in the back. This area is between the players, so that's contested. This should be a good wood line. Some kind of wood here. This is the safest wood in the game right now, although... Oh, actually, that does look like the safest. Oh, there's a nice safe one there. So wood is not quite a problem quite yet. And again, going to late game, Nicov probably is more efficient with his wood. Doesn't have to use it as much. I doubt it'll get to it, but... Obviously, if it gets down to a game where wood is the most important resource, then you're going to regret selling all that wood for just a little bit of gold. But I don't think it'll come down to it. And in order for the onager to pay itself off, it needs to kill 2 scorpions at least. Alright, that's pretty big. 1 relic. Not generating any gold for Nicov any longer. Nicov should want to get that. Yeah, he's going to get that right away. Or he's going to try. I think MbL sees the relic. He's going to want the relic. MbL selling some more resources, probably for another onager. Here we go. And Nicov should get the Siege Engineers upgrade. The Siege Engineers upgrade only costs food and wood. I don't know why he hasn't gotten it yet. Surprisingly, Nicov, with not a lot of wood any longer, must have sold it all off. Tons of food still. And any more onagers coming out? Nope, that was it. I guess all that wood went towards these 2 onagers. That gold. It's not too bad. Each of these wood raiders cost 20-25 gold apiece. It's more or less an even trade, losing a lot of wood raiders for those onagers. More halb raiding at the side. Nicov is just going to win this game with Halbs. It is the strongest unit at this stage. And Nicov really shouldn't bother to transition to any of the unit. This combination's working quite fine. I wonder why MbL doesn't upgrade to the Halb upgrade. Did he forget he can get it? Did he forget he's not Vikings? Would have been so worth it at this stage. Does MbL have any resources in the bank? Still no resources in the bank. Still no ability to afford that upgrade. I think, again, this all just ties back to those Teutonic raids that were earlier in the game. If MbL had been able to afford the Halberdier upgrade at that stage, or the Flora Celtica upgrade at that point of the game, then this might be a completely different game. And I think the momentum is just slowly shifting to Nikov's favor. I'm saying mass light cap. What a game. Yeah, this is quite a great game. Long game. Long game, but you see sides of these civilizations you won't normally see. And what happened to all the Scorpions? Did they go back? Yeah, they went back to deal with this raid. This game is just so hard to close out because of the lack of siege, because of the lack of gold. And that's just what happens with late game matches. Nicov, if you're not planning on going up that hill, I wouldn't try to go up that hill. I think what Nicov should do at this point, just try to go through the middle. Maybe even try to get that last relic. Try to go through the middle between these castles. And eventually take one out. With a bombard cannon, that would be great. And this is the kind of game I'd like to see the KD ratio. KD ratio is slightly in favor of MbL, which I don't know how much that matters. Finally, Siege Engineers coming in. That should have been done a long time ago. Big fight! This is a huge fight! Both players were so timid. Just a second ago, those House and Onager shots, killing most of the light cap before they move in. Great Onager shot on those Woad Raiders, killing tons of Woad Raiders. And another good one, killing tons of pikemen. What a great engagement from Nicov. Still hasn't lost a single Onager quite yet. Gonna lose one. But that's worth it for how much he killed in that fight. And now it looks like Nicov gonna add some more Teutonic Knights. Look at Nikov's resources. Still 5,000 food in the bank. And this might be it. That was a good fight for Nicov. Maybe he's going to build off this momentum. He's got 4 Onagers now. 4 Onagers will be enough to clean up these Scorpions if they get within range. And now they have Siege Engineers. You want to check what's the upgrade cost of Flora Celtica? It bothers me so much when players don't get their upgrades. Or Ironclad, my bad. It's 350 gold. Is it worth it? At this stage, maybe, maybe not. Would have been worth it earlier. And let's see total wood and food collected. So, we've been in the late game for so long for both these players. A lot of this is just down to which eco-techs the civilizations have. For Nicov, we have about 10,000 more food. Yeah, I think that's 10,000 more food. We have 10,000 more food. 3,000 more wood. Stone actually went in MbL's favor. Gold actually went in MbL's favor. He's had less relics this whole game. But I guess he had one more gold mine. So there we go. Looks like Lycop going to be able to pick off one Onager only. Again, Nicov should try to repair them. And once again, I'm back on the screen. There we go. A better economy overall for Nicov. Well, it did pop out of this one monastery. Go to 200 pop. MbL is aiming for the relics now. Gonna aim for that relic. Here, this will be a great raid. The Teutonic Knights are going the wrong way. Why are they going that way? Where are they going? Defend your people. Nasty raid. Where did those scorpions go? They're just hiding in the back. They don't want to get destroyed. I think Nicov's got this game. I think he does. Unless this comes down to like a wood situation, I think Nikov's got this game. He still has control over 4 relics. That one will get. Where'd it go? Did I hear it? I just heard a relic being picked up. Anyway, I think it's in Nikov's favor. I don't see how MbL is going to take back that relic unless it's going to be like some sort of secret escort mission. And MbL's not going to see it. Still, these onagers can't get within range of the scorpions. So we have the relic advantage for Nicov. We still have those late game eco techs for Nicov. Nicov only 2,000 food in the bank. He's not got crazy resources in the bank any longer. MbL's still at the limit, as he's always been. Still can't afford those critical upgrades he needs. Wood situation. The situation's still okay for both players. MbL's got some wood there, got a little wood there. I would say, well, is there a wood line I'm missing? Yeah, there's still that one there. I would say MbL's wood situation's a little bit more dire. This is the biggest wood left in the game. Is there another big wood? Small wood. It's okay. The wood situation's pretty even. This is the biggest wood left. And if I were players... Now this is where MbL might have an advantage. He's sitting on top of this major hill, which guards this wood. So if MbL wants to win, I think he could win it that way. Oh, I guess he's still got a good chance in this game. Big wood. Yeah. How mature. And this area has that relic as well. So if I was MbL, I'd just focus everything on this part of the map. I don't know if Nicov has realized this. Nikov's still got this much wood left. And at this stage, I might be a little bit more careful to sell my wood. Product made, right? Raids. 290 hype. Now, those Teutonic Knights will clean up a lot of trash, but will go down themselves. Not worth it, in my opinion. Which, again, is most important. Oh, damn, they cleaned that up real well. Wow. They're even gonna go after the scorpions. Oh, here we go. Big push on the left. Nicov realizing the gold situation. Last upgrade of this game might be Treadmill Crane. Because why not? I don't think it's worth it, actually. I think I can save as much wood as possible at this stage. I don't know, what is Treadmill Crane even for? To reseed the farms faster? What would you be wanting that technology for? Top score. Yeah, finally Nikov's getting the top score. Nicov has 15 more villagers. He's done a lot of good raiding. This is kind of like becoming a sudden death game where the resources are so thin and every resource counts. And we've been at a stalemate for so long that this stalemate has to break at the stage where there's no more wood left on the map. Luckily, 1v1 games can't go on forever. Because of this simple fact. Man, what a grind this game has been. What a grind. Alright, is Nicov gonna try for this hill once more? Let's see, these onagers are awfully exposed. And there's even a... Oh, this must have been a converted scorpion. Oh, man. Nicov gonna lose all those onagers. Not protecting it enough. Players have to be tired at this point. Competitive. Teutonic Knight's doing so much raiding down the middle. Just gutting the base of MbL. MbL down to 69 villagers. 30 less villagers for MbL. That's pretty critical. Now it's going to raid a few more villagers. I don't know if MbL is going to have the eco to last this one out. And I don't know if he's going to be able to maintain control of this gold. If Nicov has control of this wood going into the late game, then he's won it. Nicov still affording a few Teutonic Knights here and there. There's even a lumber camp here for Nicov, stealing even more of the wood for MbL. I think all the advantages in this game going to Nicov. Well, there we go. That's what he bought the treadmill crane for, to make these stables faster. And it's good position right in the middle of the map. Gonna continue to gut the middle of the map of MbL. MbL can't afford to reseed new farms in a safer position. He needs to use those old ones. And I think it's going to be GG. I think we're coming towards the end of the game. What a great game from Nicov. What a great game from both players, to be honest. It's not difficult staying in a 2-hour game. And I mean, a lot of this game, I mean, you still see the repercussions of those raids earlier on. Still MbL not able to afford the Halberdier upgrade. Not able to afford the Forer Celtic upgrade, even though they would have been so important for him. And a lot of that was due to that big Teutonic Knight raid and Halb raid by Nicov in the north earlier in the game. Nicov taking out that castle in the middle of the map earlier in the game, enabling him to go down the middle and gut the base. And now the Teutonic Knight's going to get the castle in the south, finally. Teutonic Knight's a great choice in this game. And those late game eco-techs from the Teutons really helping paying themselves off. The 4 relics collected from Nicov earlier in the game, critical. I mean, essential. The onagers, I don't know that they did any better than bombard cannons would have. In fact, I think they did worse because they had less range. But it was still better having them in the army than not. Causes MbL to lose a lot of units to pick them off. Nicov finally getting tracking. Of course, tracking has to be the last upgrade, the most important upgrade in the game. And even if this game went longer, I think Nikov's got enough control of the wood situation, and he knows it. That's why he's taking this wood on the bottom. MbL saying, GG, well played, and wow, 2-hour, 10-minute game. And a really good one. A little bit of a stalemate there for a little bit of time, but still an excellent game. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Here's the achievements. KD ratio, better for MbL. Doesn't matter too much as long as they're close. I think these are the big statistics. So gold was a lot better from MbL. He must have had another gold mine, which is great. 30 trade profit. What? Nicov. More food. More wood. I think these were the big ones. And a lot more relic gold. Look at how much more relic gold. 5,000 gold. Timeline. Alright, we're going to do another game. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 next. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. And then we'll be on to the next game. See you in a few minutes. Let's go for a minute.